came late because I'm going to be honest, I was saying goodnight to my kids and they're still awake. Hopefully they don't come in here, but husband's here too. So sorry, I am 8 minutes late. So just a quick introduction. These are my lives. I am committing to do lives once every Tuesday around 9:30, which I'm probably gonna have to make it 9:45 because getting kids and doing all the things like good nights and prayers and discussions takes a while. But Tuesday nights at 9:30-ish Eastern Standard Time, I'm here to commit myself to share with you, to answer whatever questions you guys have about homeschooling, whether it's curriculum, whether it's special needs focused, whether it's just anything, whether it's specific to the state of Florida. There's a lot going on this time of year to get you guys prepared for the 2024-25 school year. And if you guys have any questions, just drop them down in the comments below. We'll have a discussion. I'll be on here for about an hour. So with that being said, does anybody have any questions? Those of you guys that are on here, I can tell you a little bit. I'll keep talking since nobody has questions yet, or you're typing them in. But we just finished our homeschool co-op today, and it was exciting. It was the last day, and we got all the grades wrapped up. And I'm going to share this. I should make a video about this. No, I'm doing a live. I'm doing a live about this. I actually learned a lot at the end of the year, some things that I should do differently as a teacher, which is kind of funny because I have my teaching certificate. I've done teaching. I mean, I've been in the public school system for 10 plus years, and I've been homeschooling 10 plus years. But today I really felt I walked away with some of my classes thinking, I need to really change this about my teaching style. And a lot of it had to do with like the environment in general, because co-ops only usually meet once a week. And it's hard to put a whole class together, even though I've been doing this for 10 years. It is hard to put a whole class together without a lot of homework that covers the full everything in 1 hour once a week. So we did a class of logic and debate today. I'm sorry, this year. I should say this year. We did logic and debate. We combined Dr. Jason Lyle's logic curriculum with a little bit of debate. And, now that I look back at it, I'm like, we should have just done logic or just done debate. And then same is true with what class did I teach? Chemistry and physics with Apologia. I did that. Apologia works really, really well. I've known this, but it works really well in co-op settings because you can assign a chapter to do at home, and then the kids come in and you can review, collect their homework, review whatever you want to review, and then yeah, just kind of do the science experiments in class. Sorry, there was something that's at the bottom of my, sorry, I don't know what happened there. But you guys aren't commenting, you're just listening to my lovely day. But if you have any questions, yeah, just type them in. Thank you. I felt like I was all by myself, and then a question pops up. I get on here, I'm like, I'm all by myself. But okay, let me read this. So thank you so much for all your encouragement. We'll be homeschooling for the first time. Yay! Do you have any opinions on math with confidence? Matt, which one is that? Math with confidence. I don't know which one that is. I know, wait, I've heard of it. And I've seen it, and my brain is not wrapping around. Kate Snow. Which company is it with? That's what is it a new one? Is it, I know it's not Apologia or BJU. Is this a new one? Because I don't know if I know that one really well. And I don't have anything. Facts that stick. I don't know the one either. My gosh, there's so much curriculum out there. I can't even keep up. Facts that stick. I don't know. I have to look them up. And it's funny too, because I see so many homeschool. I've probably seen this one in a portfolio evaluation. I'm not familiar with it. So I can, I mean, I can tell you about other math curriculum and I guess it's funny because I actually recorded a video yesterday about math curriculum in general because we switched, well, it's actually a review because now we're using the Apologia creation, exploring creation mathematics, which I think is now officially 2 years or 1 year old. It's fairly new. And I've always loved Apologia Science, but I decided to do their math because we were looking for something specific because of my daughter's learning style. And we've been doing teaching textbooks with her for the last, 2 years. It's only been 2 years. And she was really struggling to retain the information that she was learning from teaching textbooks. It's nothing against teaching textbooks. Teaching textbooks is great. My other kid used it, and when he did a standardized test, he scored like 3 grade levels above his actual grade level. So it's not teaching textbooks, it's just her learning style. And we really, I couldn't figure out what she needed. And so I sat down with her and just kind of asked her, like, what do you want in a math curriculum? And so she kind of gave me a list. And some of the things was like, colorful pages, something that's not overwhelming. I want crafts. So I don't know if that's kind of something, just asking your kids, like, what kind of stuff do you want to do with math? Because we found, I know a lot of kids love Saxon, and it works for those kids that need that kind of learning style. But for some kids, it's really, really dry and it doesn't work. But I don't really know. I would have to see, I mean, just look at the samples of Math with Confidence to see what kind of child, like learning style, it would kind of help. Purposeful design. Look at all these math. This is so crazy how many different purposeful design has a great math curriculum. I've never heard of that one either. Next school year, we will be using PEP funds for our homeschooling. I'm bummed because we have used secular curriculum. Can you recommend any that might be covered? All of them will. All of them will. Even though, okay, I have to grab my water. You're gonna have to deal with me grabbing my water because I feel like I'm gonna cough. But all of them will. PEP will cover all math curriculums regardless of what you choose. They just may not be in the scholar shop. So recommendations for a secular math curriculum. Saxon is secular. It's a little dry, but it's secular. But math is math too. That's another thing too. You can't really have a Christian, I mean, they'll have little tidbits. Oh, in general, there's one that I can't think of right now. Oh, it's like, it reminds me of The Woods, and it's really, really popular. I can't remember the name of it. There's a Valerie, what is the name of her channel? Valerie Castle. She does secular curriculum and talks about it. But if you look, it reminds me of The Woods whenever I hear it. Fun schooling, but that's more of a supplement when I think of fun schooling. Teaching textbooks is secular. Yes, teaching textbooks is secular. I forgot about that. It is hard because there's such a market for Christian homeschoolers and curriculum. So you're going to see it saturated with that. I do know there was another girl that I talked to that does secular homeschooling, and she did The Good and the Beautiful, which is supposed to be a Christian curriculum, but it's very, very watered down. And she said it didn't bother her to go through that curriculum. I'm like literally racking my brain right now. So if you guys have any, all about learning. Yeah, all about spelling, all about learning, all about reading. Yeah, that's secular. That's, we use that. Math Mammoth, Right Start. Yeah, there you go. You guys are getting it. And Matthew C is mastery. Wow, yay, you're getting me questions. You mentioned Um, all about learning, all about, yes. Math Mammoth, yes. Yes, those are, I was thinking like the literature side of things. Um, and I'm trying to think if you guys, Happy Cheetah Reading, isn't that oh, Bookshark. Bookshark is secular, right? Bookshark is a secular one. They are connected to Sunlight. They're like the secular version of Sunlight. And then there is the computer-based one, Time for Learning. Because you said all about learning. There's Time for Learning too. There's also a really good one that's literature-based. Beyond the Pages. That's so good. Beyond the Pages. That actually, we use that curriculum, and so it's like a unit, so it's unit based. It is written for kids that are advanced. I mean, my kids did it anyway. It will take a novel or a unit. So they do one like with tornadoes or something like that with science. They almost like chunk it out. So they'll have like a science theme spiral notebook, and they'll have a history theme spiral notebook, literature theme spiral, cultural something. And you could do like a whole year of these all, and it'll cover all the subjects but math. And it was written for the advanced student in mind, specifically gifted students, because it has a lot of that reasoning and the challenges and the critical thinking. And so what you do is you read the book. As you read the book, there's crafts involved, there's projects involved, there's writing involved, and it's just very hands-on and very interactive. So we actually did one of them, and I loved it. So, and it is secular. And I would go back and use it too. I think some of the books, if I'm not mistaken, the one we did was about the jungle, and I don't even remember them anymore. So sorry, but it's really good. It's called Beyond the Page. I really like that one. Okay. Okay. Somebody did ask me, thinking about Matthew C. Is a mastery method versus spiral. So specifically with Matthew C, it's a great program, and it works really well for those kids. Like, as soon as you start Matthew C and you know that it clicks for your child, like it's like, I don't know, like when it clicks, it works for them. Some kids, it doesn't click and then just don't use it. But Matthew C is one of those that you need to, I have lots of opinions on Matthew C. You start from the beginning and you finish it. Like, you don't jump to other curriculum while you're using Matthew C, because it's written in such a unique way. It is mastery, so you're going to do concepts like multiplication, fraction, etc. It is really good for the kids that need that learning style. The only difficulty with it is it doesn't match the state standards or the national norms and it just doesn't match. So if your child who is doing the Matthew C program goes and takes a standardized nationally normed test, they're not going to do too well, because it just doesn't match the state standards or the benchmarks. But when they finish the Matthew C program and they're successful at it, they're going to catch up. They're going to catch up. They're going to do well with the SATs. Yeah. So mastery, it works for the kids. I do like spiral personally. However, when I was looking at the creation, exploring creation for mathematics, I was reading in there that it was mastery. But I think it's spiral-ish mastery, because I think the worksheets that have online are going to do some review and do some spiraling. So, but they did, I don't think it's mastery. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm talking out loud. I don't think it's mastery. It is yes, it is mastery. I haven't finished the curriculum yet. I was like, I'll be able to tell you for sure when I'm done. I mean, I know I did a flip through last night when I recorded it, which I'm thinking about putting it out on Thursday. I have probably like 10 videos that are recorded that I just need to edit and put out. But yeah, it masters it, but I need to see if they do go back and spiral. But anyway, those are my thoughts on Matthew C. I think it works. One of the type of kids that it tends to work really well with are kids that are neurodivergent. Those kind of kids, it works really well for them for some reason. And I can always say, I have a friend, a very close friend, that has her master's in mathematics. She taught high school AP mathematics and calculus and stuff like that. And now she teaches at a homeschool co-op. And she's been doing that longer than I have, teaching at the homeschool co-op. She's older than me too, but she has a son with autism. And she hated Matthew C with a passion, but she found out that Matthew C worked so well with her son, and that's literally the only thing that works for him, and he does so well with it. She's a whole new idea of, a whole new I forgot what the word is. See, I'm having struggles with words tonight. A whole new appreciation for Matthew C. So those are my thoughts. A lot of you, there's like, guys, if you're looking for secular curriculum rooted in language, see, I don't even know some of these. Okay, this one looks, okay, I sent the notice of intent last year and I put effective date 9/22/23. Can I send the evaluation early so it doesn't fall during the break? Let's say August. Okay, this is a Florida specific one, so I'll try to be pretty quick, but this is definitely my expertise. It depends on the county. It doesn't really depend on the county, but counties are being fickle this year. Pasco's being really fickle, but I don't know of anyone, and this is just haven't heard about it, where they come back and say we're not accepting it, because HSLDA will be all over that, I'm sure. But they are requesting that you get your evaluation. Now you dated it 9/22/20. Yeah, okay. So that's September. They are requesting that you do not get your evaluation before 60 days that it's due. So that would be what, July 22nd? That's their request for Pasco County. And I believe that some other counties are also doing that. So you're saying, let's say August. So August should be fine because that's the 60 days. But I do know that other counties, and well, actually, I do know the law does not specify, because if they take the SATs, that's the test, and then the evaluation is due in August, and they take the SATs in February, that should count. So I don't know, it's like one of those, even though SATs are not really a portfolio. So that's a whole nother area. I'm not going to get into that. That's a whole nother area. But the point is that I hope that answered your question. I'm not going to go into it because I'm just going to go on a tangent. And I know there's a lot of people on here that aren't specific to Florida. So hopefully I answered your question. Let me know if I didn't. Checking out Moving Beyond the Pages. I really like them. There's some curriculum that I really, really like. And that was one of them I really, really liked. So I liked it even better than... And yes, we do curriculum from a Christian perspective, and I'm very passionate about that because that's my faith, and that's one of the reasons I homeschool. However, what is that one that Language Arts Plus? We did that, and I still love Moving Beyond the Pages more than that one, because I felt like Moving Beyond the Pages was more interactive. Like, you learned as you go. If there was a vocabulary word, you didn't just write down the definition. You used the word, you talked about the word, you read the word. So I like it because it's more of a discussion, hands-on approach, as opposed to some of these workbooks where you just copy and then you forget the next day. Okay, group style history that is literature-based. When you say group style, the question is homeschool co-op, family setting, how often are you meeting? I mean, Truth Quest is one that we used. We're not going to be using it after this year, only because we've literally run the gamut. We came full circle. And my kids are now, one's going to high school, and also the books that we have are outdated. So we would have to see if there's an updated one if I wanted to continue. But if they do have an updated one, that one's definitely literature based. There is also, what's that one called? Oh, Sunlight. Sunlight Book Shark. That's going to be literature based because that's really big. I'm going to look at this one. It's Trail Guide. And this was actually the first homeschool curriculum I was introduced to, because, and I don't know if you guys know any of these names, Debbie Strayer, who was a Florida, like, she was amazing. And I respected that woman so much. She created, her daughter did have a learning disability, and she created, which is also another really good curriculum for kids that have learning disabilities, learning literature through language arts. She created that one, as well as started the Trail Guide series with her daughter, Ashley Wiggers. And Debbie Strayer was amazing, spoke conventions. Was like, I want to be you when I grow up. That's like that. And I had a moment with her where we had a conversation about testing, and she made a comment to me that she really felt like the Lord wanted to train somebody to do the Piat. And I started just quizzing her. I'm like, well, what about this? What about this? What about this? Because I was like, train me. I want to do it. But she didn't want to let go of her families. Well, she passed away the next year. And I mean, it was just heartbroken. And so in a way, I feel like, just for me, like, Trail Guide, because that's her daughter, Ashley Wiggers, I want to make sure I promote that. That's what I'm getting to. It is literature based, and it is a history. So check it out. I'm going to check it out this year, Trail Guide. I'm going off topic because I started talking about Debbie Strayer, but she's amazing. I don't know. I just wanted her to mentor me so bad. And I feel like, I don't know, I just love her so much. And, but she did pass away, and it was very sad, and I was very sad. Anyway, I can't think about it. But Ashley Wiggers is her daughter. She does the trail guides, and I have some downstairs. I was looking through, I picked up today. That's a good one. Sunlight. My Father's World might also be a good one, but I don't think that is a good one to use in a co-op situation. So let me see. Any advice on helping gifted kids with ODD itself, moving beyond the pages? I mentioned that earlier. Schedules, and yeah, schedules, because they can get mad at the schedule and not you. That's hard. And something that they enjoy. The reason I said moving beyond the pages is because that one's like actually fun. I felt like that one was fun, and it was interactive, and I don't know. And also finding what she likes. You look at that one, but finding what she actually enjoys and kind of letting her give you some ideas to go with. I would also see if you can get some kind of therapy, whether there's a company called Brain Balance. I think that's specific. Nectar, I look at the Nectar group, but there's one here in Florida called Brain Balance, but I don't know too much about her situation. Yeah, but putting them on a schedule, because I mean, Down syndrome, I just think by default have ODD too, actually. I'm convinced. I may be wrong, but that's what has worked with Naomi, is just putting her on a really strict schedule. But all of us with ADHD in the family, my husband put us all on a schedule. I don't know if I talked about that before. Have you seen the ads for Euclid math curriculum? No. I wish I had my phone. I do have my phone because I'm talking on it, but I want to like look these up. Euclid math. Man, there's so many. I'm going to the homeschool co-op this year, and I'm going to just walk around and see what is going on. That's where I'm going to get my hands on everything. At Homestretch, okay, we use the Albury Florida curriculum as literature-based history. Okay. I'm applying for the PEP scholarship. Can I apply for Christian virtual schools such as Yeah, I think you can. I think it will go through. I think so. I'm pretty sure. As long as you apply as a homeschool student. Because, okay, so, and the only reason I'm pretty confident with saying that, as long as you apply as a homeschool student, because, for example, Florida, the CPEP is changing. Florida Virtual School, if you are a homeschooler, well, seeing as this is the PEP program, call them. I would call them. because they seem to be changing all these. There's so many things with PEP, and it keeps changing. So you could call them, or second, which I think is less intimidating, is on Mondays. There is a live stream at 12 o'clock. It is through the Home Education Foundation with Brenda Dickinson and Jason Crawford. And they go live at 12 o'clock every Monday, and they just answer questions about PEP. Brenda Dickinson and Jason are the lobbyist in the state of Florida. Brenda Dickinson is the one that helped create these Step Up for Student UA, like literally helped create. Her husband, who has passed away, he was a lawyer, and he was the one that helped create the Florida homeschool laws. A lot of people complain about strict laws, etc. Like, let me tell you, if you hear, and I just had this conversation with someone today, when you hear what's going on up here, we're all down here. We don't know all the information. You know, we're just like, oh my gosh, these laws are annoying. Why are these laws here? Blah, blah, blah. If you hear why the laws came into place and all those things, it makes sense. When I tell you that Brenda and her husband are geniuses, like the way they created the laws, what they're doing with the PEP and the UA, without going into all the detail, all the political drama that I've heard, just trust me, they are looking out for our best interest. So with these PEP scholarship questions, if you have any, you go watch. She answers the questions live Mondays. I think it's 12 o'clock. It's on Facebook Live. It's Home Education Foundation. Like, I would follow and like, and you can literally type in a question and she will answer it. And she is the most up to date on all these things. And sometimes you will get some of the board members in the watching the feed, and they will be able to comment things too, because she'll get a slew of questions, she can't answer them, and then you'll get a board member that will comment stuff in there and answer your question. I would go to there are a lot of Facebook groups, but it's hard because when you go to these Facebook groups, it's like, who do you trust and who do you don't trust? Because you don't really know these people. But when I say, if you see Brenda's face and you're watching Hef, and you're seeing Jason's face and you're watching Hef and whoever they're interviewing, because they'll get on there and interview senators and stuff like that, you can trust them and what they have to say. And I get a lot of my information from them. Yes, the sessions are over. Brenda is making her rounds to the homeschool conventions, and Jason. So if you are going to homeschool convention, I would stop by and first of all say thank you for what she does. Period. Because and the whole world, all of America should be watching what's happening in Florida. And I say this because Arizona does have a program similar to us, but Brenda, she created this PEP program I'm trying to say it without, she's protecting our homeschool laws. PEP it's so complicated. I'm not going to get into it because y'all are going to ask me a million questions, but it's to protect the homeschool laws. Just trust me. If you want to know, just set up a consultation and ask me privately, and I'll go on and on and on about all the details, but I don't want to do it live on YouTube. Just trust me. She is amazing. It'll take way too long. But she's amazing. And I feel like I rant and rave about it all the time. We need to support them. I'm just going to say, if you have extra money and you want to support someone who's really watching out for you, I would donate to her. I'm just to the HEF organization. And if you're in Tampa, the Tampa Bay Homeschool Convention is actually created. They do a huge donation. A lot of the money that they raise goes to her and their organization, because of all the things that she has done for our community in Florida. And I do think that the nation should be watching to see what's happening. I mean, she is paving the way to keep us safe. Yeah, because what she has done, I'm gonna say, she has created freedom within the boundaries of these laws for homeschooling. And the boundaries are keeping us from other people taking our freedom away. Okay, I'm gonna get off my little, whatever I was on. But I don't know, like my horse, I don't know, high horse, that's not the word I'm trying to use. Anyway, y'all can just laugh at me. Just laugh at me. Okay, because it's getting late and I've been working all day. So, all right. So yes, go in Hef and ask her that question about University Online Academy. And I'm pretty sure if you enroll as a homeschooler, it should be okay for PEP, but I'm not sure. So ask Brenda and Jason. No question. And if you feel like that's a dumb question, ask. It's not. Like, that's another thing, because people will be afraid to ask her. It's not. She does. That's why she does it every Monday. Master books for special needs. Yeah, actually. Yeah. Yeah. If it clicks with them. Yes. Thank you for saying I look beautiful or lovely. I look lovely. I did put makeup on for you. Yeah. But yeah, back to master books. Yes. But just if it doesn't work with her, don't be discouraged. There's lots of other stuff out there. Moving beyond the pages. Let's study for the first time this semester, and we're loving it. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's good. It's good stuff. Biblioplan is family. Yeah, that's a family style one. I agree. Not a co-op, family with 2 kids and 2 years apart. Ooh, you could do so much there. The Sunlight, I think they have Truth Quest. We did Truth Quest. I really enjoyed doing it. It just, like I said all the things right. I'm not going to repeat myself. You can go back and watch it. But, oh, I thought of another one just now. That's literature-based. My Father's World. But that's going to incorporate science. Well, you don't have to do the science. Biblioplan, I've heard, is good too. Yeah, definitely. Literature curriculum, classroom, complete press, they call novel study guides. Okay. We had our evaluation today, and the evaluator said I could dual enroll my upcoming 7th grader. I don't know. I thought there was a rule that it had to be 9th grade, but I don't know. Everybody's changing stuff, and time is going by too fast. I'm not catching up. I think you have to get special permission, but if you dual enroll, you have to do the PERT, or you have to do the SAT or ACT. One of those you have to do to dual enroll. So I would, if that's something that you want to do, I would not suggest it. I don't know why, unless, I mean, some people want it, but then again, I just talked to somebody who informed me that their kids were way advanced and graduated, all their kids at the age of 16 and 15, and that they're in college right now. So yeah, it worked for them really well. So it's up to the kids and the family. And if you think they're ready, developmentally, emotionally, I want to stress that, emotionally, and academically, and you want to dual enroll, go for it. But if they're not emotionally, developmentally, or academically ready, I would just wait. There's no harm in waiting. So, okay, more information about dual enrollment. What would it take if I brought this up at Polk State? This sounds strange. Okay, wait, hold on. I gotta read slower. Where can I find more information about dual enrollment? Would they take me seriously if I bring this up at Polk State? That sounds strange. I'm not sure I understand the question. More information about dual enrollment, I mean, honestly, you just contact the community college in your area, and ask them the admissions, what are the requirements. I would go straight to the source. Just go straight to the source, ask them, and ask them to walk you through the process. Euclid math, I hope that answered your question. I feel like some of you guys, I'm like, if I don't answer your question, be like, wait, hold on, and stop me. As I'm trying to catch up. Euclid math curriculum seems to be new. I love how it looks, but I am so nervous about something new. I don't want to get scammed. Then I would not do it then. If it makes you nervous, don't jump on the trendy train. Do something that you're comfortable with, and then wait to see if it's any good. I did jump on the trend. I didn't know, because that wasn't trendy. Exploring creation with Apologia, we jumped on that train. And I did wait a year, but I jumped on it only because I already loved Apologia, and you'll see when you watch the video. I'm getting you guys to watch my video. Okay, all right, let's see. Okay, thoughts on master books for special needs. All right, my son has level 2 autism, and we need short lessons, but still rich in academics. I can't keep up with this thing. I need to read the entire DSM. Okay, level 2, autism. What is that? Is that level 1 is Asperger's? Now it's level 1. Uh, anyway, short lessons, yes. Okay, I'll be honest with master books. The only issue I had with master books from an academic perspective is that it was, it just didn't sink in for my kids, except for science, because science is really good because that's where their strong point is. And what master books actually does, I'm gonna make it short on this. I'm like, I have another idea for short, another idea for video. But what master books actually does is they, I don't know if it's contract is the right word, but they will use curriculum and books that were written by a variety of authors, bring them in, and then they will create a teacher manual with questions that go along with it. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna adjust. Master Books has a system and a format that they use for all of their stuff, which is that, I don't know if you guys have, I think I have one over here. It's a, oh, where is it? Because I know I have it over here. Watch me not have it. Okay, so it's this thing, right? Okay, so it has this, the whatever color science I think is the blue, but they have these books. This goes with whatever, this one's applied engineering. These 3 books were written by different authors, and they're very good books. Actually, I didn't like this one that much, but this one's amazing. I loved this book. Okay, didn't like this one as much. This one was really good too. When you open up master books, every day has a thing that you do. You answer questions every single day. That's why I said this one's not really good to use in a co-op setting, because you literally have to have the child do something every day. And they do have a few experiments with the science ones, but they might have some extra reading, but they'll assign you pages in the book. When it comes to mathematics, you have the same kind of format, but you usually don't have an extra book with it. But it's the same kind of format where you have something in every day, but the math curriculum is written by a totally separate author than the history curriculum, or company actually, than the history curriculum, which would only make sense, right? And the science curriculum. The history curriculum, I think there's a couple different histories, and they're all written by different people. And the history doesn't have books. They actually have one book and then one teacher manual that you go through, and you read a passage from the book and then you answer the questions. That's kind of the style with it. It's very, you can do it on your own. Master books you can read with the child if you want to. It's very independent is what I found with master books. My daughter, it just didn't work for her because it wasn't hands-on enough. And I felt like there was a lot of gaps. The language arts I felt the language arts was all over the place. It wasn't very thorough, and there was a lot of gaps in there. But, okay, my opinion for special needs, learning, when it comes to language arts, I would do learning language arts through literature. Learning language arts through literature. I'm going to use that with Naomi when she gets older. I loved it. I used it with one of my kids, and then I realized how perfect it was for special needs. That is what I would use. That's just look into it. I mean, but you can always bump back. You can always bump back to master books. Learning language arts through literature, I believe, is Christian. It might be watered down Christian. That's the one that Debbie Strayer did. So, but it's a really good one. I hope that answered that question. PEP. Oh, I hear that PEP maxes at $60,000, and that's around 9,000 students. Oh, you mean like, yeah, they bumped up the numbers. Wait, hold on. What I know with PEP is that last year, when they did it for the first time, it wasn't based on money. It was based on students. So the PEP took in only 20,000 students. they didn't make that number. Well, this year they jumped up, because it was successful. They said, now we're going to take, I think it's 30,000. I'm not sure, but everybody is jumping at it. And so it is first come, first serve right now with the PEP. And I don't think they're maxing it out at dollars. It might be 60,000 students. I don't think it is. I think it's 30. I don't know. The 9,000 student thing does not make sense. I did hear that number 9,000. Nope, I didn't hear that. It was 91,000. Or maybe it was 9,000. There's just a lot of applicants that they're going through right now. And it's a madhouse. Because so many people are now applying for it. So that's what I heard. It is, so the PEP is kind of like a trial run. And if they're taking a lot of, that's why they make you do the standardized testing. And they're going to ask, they should have a tab in the MS system soon if they don't already, haven't been on the MS system for a week. But you will be able to see test scores. You can input your test scores. The reason they collect data from our test scores is because they're trying to decide if this is a successful program or not, and whether or not to add more money to it. It's all about money. So, and add more funding and add more students to the scholarship. So it is like a trial right now, but I don't think that information is correct based on what I've heard. I would go on there and ask Brenda because she would know better than me. Happy Cheetah reading is great for people with, yep, that one is too. You're right. Yes, it is. Oh, I might actually switch over. I'm going to look at that. You guys said it twice tonight. Maybe it's confirmation. I can look at it. I'm doing all about spelling, and I've been writing my own, not all about spelling. Wow. So happy to learn. And it's great for so many things. I might look at Happy Cheetah. I did handwriting without tears too. So we've done that. Classical Education Memorial Press has Simply Charlotte Mason program. It depends. Like, I would never have Naomi do classical education at this level. And in my opinion, I felt like Memorial Press is pretty advanced. But for kids that have autism, neurodivergent, gifted kids, that could work really well with them. I know that, yeah, definitely, like, yeah. What is PEP? It's a Florida program. Yeah. So if you're not in Florida, Joy, thank you. Joy, she'll answer all my questions because she knows. Where are you? Okay. Thank you, Joy. Colleges have a dual enrollment department that you can contact to find out about guidelines and how to register as a dual enrollment student. They will require the student to take the post-secondary education readiness test. This places, see PERT, this places the student into correct English and math. See, Joy knows, like I just saw Joy today, and she knows. I would trust what she says. So, okay, I'm at the end of my questions. So Joy, since you're here, was I right about that with the $60,000 around 9,000 students? Like, was I right about that information? Like, I don't know. Or do you know? Maybe, I don't know. Okay. Any other questions? I'm getting close to my hour mark. So I don't know what else you guys have questions about. I feel like you guys were like slamming me hard. Good. I'm glad tonight, but I also felt like I didn't really know the answer to a lot of these. I just redirect you to Brenda and Jason. I'm seeing if there's any other questions that I might have skipped over right now. I'm going to look up Euclid math, really. I'm also going to look up Happy Cheetah again. And oh, who's going to the homeschool convention? Who's going to a homeschool convention? I ask that every time. I know I'm sorry, I had to have some water. Thanks so much for doing this. Yeah, I'll be there. I am going to be at the Tampa Homeschool Convention, and I love Kim. I love Kim. She's the founder of it, and I love everything about the Tampa Bay Homeschool Convention. Like, I can't even speak more highly of the people who are working it, and I'm at Kim's disposal, whatever she needs from me. She knows I love to talk and teach, so I will probably hang out at the class source booth if I'm not. And I'm doing 3 talks. So, and I was really excited. You should see my interview with Kim. It was really fun. I really like her. She's really cool. I'm sorry, but I'll be there definitely. And stop by. Oh, don't. Kimberly, see, there's so many Kims, I can't keep track. Kimberly, who has her Homeschool High booth, she's fun, and we love her too. So, affordable but great spelling curriculum. See, I'm always going to say all about spelling. You can find them used. I just look for them used. Seriously. And if you're in Florida, you can find someone who may have already used it. I really don't think there's any others. I just don't think, unless you're going to just repeat spelling words over and over. Oh, yeah, you know what? IEW does that too. IEW does kind of do some stuff similar, and that one's actually really affordable, the IEW spelling curriculum. It's repetition, repetition, repetition with just repetition until you memorize it. That's how the IEW works. So Joy doesn't know the answer to the question. Thank you. Yes, FPA is 18 minutes from my house. Yay. Oh, I would hate to live in Orlando, I'll be honest right now, because that's last time I went, it was so crowded. Brendan, Jason with Hef have the, yeah, see? Brendan, Jason do have the answers. But Orlando's rough right now with the traffic. But we'll be there too. I'll be at the FPA. I'm praying that I applied to get the Mentoring Moms volunteer booth, and I'm hoping that I get it because that's where my heart is. It is crazy. 30 minutes north of Orlando. It's like, just talking like Florida stuff, since COVID, I know my area, like the traffic has doubled. And it's, to me, I'm just like, ugh, I can't take this. I hate saying this, but I miss COVID traffic when nobody was driving anywhere. All right, that's a great spelling and vocabulary curriculum for daily. Oh, I got to read English. There's a great spelling and vocabulary curriculum from Daily Skills Builder. I also love rod and staff spelling. Oh, you know what that reminded me of? The Spell You See that is connected with Math You See. I've heard some really good things about that as well. So I don't know affordability though. All right, so I got 5 minutes. If anybody has any last minute questions, there's a lot of you guys here tonight. I will be back next Tuesday. And hopefully I'll be coherent because I literally, you guys, I'm crazy. So I still am doing my homeschool evaluations and my PIAT testing and consultations. And I put in my Calendly, which you can still do all the things. I'm going to answer that question in a second, or maybe that's a direct question too. I'm sorry, things are popping up on the screen. Do you mean Evan Moore Daily Skills Builder? Is there a specific daily skills building curriculum? That's a question directed to Japanese Alley. Okay, so funny. What was I saying? I don't even know. There goes my like squirrel. Yeah, so next Tuesday, I will have this again at 9:30. I did crazy things. I do have consultations, and oh, that's good to know. Squirrel. So I will be doing homeschool evaluations from straight through 9:30 to 5. And then that's just crazy, right? 9:30 to 5, you guys. My husband takes Tuesdays and watches the kids, so that's his day, and my mother-in-law too. I'm gonna have no brain, so maybe you want to tune in just to like see how crazy I will be. Okay, is it possible to homeschool special needs? Yeah, I mean, it's always possible. You can just have a plan. Just have goals, lay out your goals, and have a plan. It's probably gonna be more work though. But I'm going to look back. Spell You See is by the same person who makes, that's good to know. Happy Cheetah Reading. Oh my gosh. Back in the day, when I started homeschooling, there was like 10 curriculums. But if you ask somebody, for example, Joy, she's going to tell you stories about back in the day when there was like 3. Man, it's after COVID, after the pandemic, There's been constant, oh, this is the market, let's throw it out, do some more homeschool curriculum. And that's why I'm a big fan of clicking. I will never stop stressing this, but how important it is to click with the author. And if you connect with the writer and the author, then that's the curriculum that you use. For example, my kids love Andrew Pudewa. Like, they love him. I can't even explain why or how or what, but they've met him at the convention. And one year we went to the convention, I was talking to him, and he made me videotape him to send a message to them. And my kids were like, Andrew Pudewa. And then I did an interview with him. And of course, my kids were like, I don't know, it's just they love Andrew Pudewa and they love all this stuff. So my kids thrive with IEW. So always can look at the author. So is it possible to, okay, so I would always say yes to homeschooling a special needs student. Yes, we do want to homeschool. Wait, okay, wait. But she's saying without a curriculum, just have a goal. I would always say yes to homeschooling a special needs student, unless there's, there are always situations where it's not possible. There are always going to be exceptions, but you should always try if you can. But from that Christian perspective, so, I mean, from a Christian perspective, homeschooling is definitely one of the best. But if you can't, it's okay, because you just have to put your faith and trust in God that He's going to take care of your kids and do what He needs to do, to make sure that they're taken care of. Like, if you put your trust in Him and faith in Him and pray, all the things, God's got a reason for everything He does, and He's going to take care of them. And He's got a plan, is what I'm trying to say, because God has a plan. And in those situations, and there has been a lot of people that come to me privately, and it's usually privately because they know how supportive I am of homeschool, and I don't mind being public about this. If there is a situation where you cannot homeschool, I mean, anything from like someone in the family has cancer, or your family divorce, like a divorce in the family, a death in the family, you live super far away from everyone, financial issues, behavior issues that you don't understand. There's lots of reasons why for a season putting them, or even if it's permanent, into the public school. And I'm not, it does happen, and that's okay. And not to be ashamed, because parents will shame themselves. Oh my gosh, I can't homeschool. I'm a horrible mom. God doesn't love me, and I failed God. And, like all these things that go through their mind is just shame. And they carry that shame. And it's, God has a purpose for everything, and He's going to take care of you. Like, and we'll pray. And I pray for those families that do come to me and talk to me about that. Yes, I do pray for my families. So yeah, if it's possible, do it. If it's not, it's okay. One of the things I would say for special needs kids, for a season, if you cannot, and it's always like evaluate your situation, pray to the Lord, ask Him what He wants you to do. But if there's a season where you put them into public school, and if you can use that time to learn and to bond with your child when they are with you, to eventually get to the point where you can homeschool, that would be great. Those are my thoughts on that. So, okay, I'm going to keep reading. Have you heard of Reading Kingdom? That sounds familiar, but I don't really know much about it. Y'all are going to make me do some research tonight, aren't you? Andrew Pudewa, and I am bringing my kids so we can all geek out. Oh, that's so fun. I have a story. So I walked up to him, and I was, first of all, I was so excited that I was away from my kids at the homeschool convention. And I was like on this mission to like meet all these famous authors. And I was like an influencer, and I had already been doing all my affiliate with IEW. And I loved IEW and all the things. So I woke up to Andrew Pudewa and I had these braids. And that's when I was with my braid when I had longer hair. And I was like, hi. And I was so excited and hyper and stuff. So anyway, he actually interviewed me for his podcast like a year later. And he goes, I remember you. And I'm like, what? And he goes, yeah, I remember you. You're that really perky girl. I was like, what? He goes, yeah, you have so much energy. And then we started talking. I guess he watched my channel or something. And he actually has a really good memory. Or he was fresh in his mind watching my channel, informing me that we have so much in common. So ever since then, I've stayed connected with him. And he's cool people. He's really cool people. But he remembers me as the very perky girl. And I was so embarrassed. I was like, well, I was just excited because my husband and I were alone. So there's that. I hope I didn't scare anybody there. I was so excited to be, it was great. Anyway, okay, I just stepped back. There's really nothing in the Caribbean. We use the ones from North America. But talking about curricula, I just stepped back. Wait, I'm trying to follow that line here. I don't know. Oh, you know what I want to learn about? I'm just going to throw this out here. And if you have any way to connect me with these people, the Philippines. I heard that, and even in the Caribbean too, too many options. Yeah, I just stepped back. There's really nothing in the Caribbean. We use the ones from North America, but in regards to the curriculum, too many options. Yeah, there are. It is. Yeah, sometimes it's just go with what you know. Sometimes hopping around too much is not good. I try to stay up to date with all the things, and I am guilty of hopping around, especially with math curriculum. Very guilty. But I'm actually really excited about what I think I'm going to be using for my math curriculum. I'm not going to tell you yet. You have to watch my video. Okay, anyway. Sorry. But I'm really excited about what I'm going to do with my math curriculum for my high schooler. And I'm hoping it works out the way that I envisioned. We all want that, right? We all want to hope that it's going to work out the way we envision it. So we'll see. It may be a disaster. And then I'll learn not to daydream about how wonderful this curriculum is for my child and how he's going to be a math genius after he does it. So yeah, and make like, what, 800 on his SATs on the math portion. Anyway, no, what I was saying before is if anybody knows any way that I can connect with the homeschoolers in the Philippines, I am absolutely fascinated with what I've heard, what I'm hearing. Enjoy. I'm hearing that there's like a huge homeschool movement happening over in the Philippines, and I'm very curious. I'm just so interested. I'm looking for YouTube channels of people to watch that are homeschooling in the Philippines. And they speak English over there too. And there's a huge like biblical Christian movement too. So I want to learn more. So anything. All right, so Joy says, everything in life has a season, including educating our children. There are so many options for homeschooling now, as well as schools that offer a mixture on campus and days at home to educate. Cool. All right, guys, I'm coming to my 2-minute. I was hoping somebody knew something about the Philippines. Sorry, I'm really tired, and I feel like I was like a little goofy this round. So if there's no more questions, I know some people have checked out. I'm going to go ahead and head out, and do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn in some receipts for our scholarships. I'm going to sit here and enter in some receipts into the Emma system right now. That is my plan for the rest of the night. So I will see you guys. Actually, I'll see you guys on Thursday. I don't know what video you guys are going to watch. It's going to be one of those 10 videos. If you guys check it out, please do share those videos. Homeschoolers are getting saturated. So if you like my videos, share it, like it, all the things. And I'm still doing the shorts, and those are still coming out. And I'll be at the FPA, and I'll be at the Tampa Bay Homeschool Convention. I will also be in the Special Needs Convention up in North Carolina that Terry is doing. There's a Special Needs Expo in Shelby, North Carolina that I'm doing this year. And we'll be speaking. I will only be doing a booth, but I'm there just to get to know everybody. So I'm really excited. Yay. So, all right. I will talk to you guys later.